Howdy y'all, Twitchonium here. Coming at y'all today with another Brothers War quick draft. Had a reasonable amount of success in the first one, so let's see what we've got today. Alright, our rare is White Loran of the Third Path. A Vigilant 2-1, alright, so undercosted for 3. But blows up an artifact or enchantment on ETB. And then draws us cards. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good, impactful, relevant artifacts running around in this format that I feel like this is probably going to hit something every time you play it. But let's take a look at what else we've got. We've got a flying 1/3 that gets counters when you draw more cards. I like that. Oh wow, yeah, I really like that actually. That's a toss-up here actually. Didn't care for Arms Race. It felt a bit slow. Like I'd rather be getting Power Stones to ramp out big stuff instead of trying to cheat it out for a turn. Probably don't need Bushwhack. Well, Prison Sentence seems like the standard white removal fare, but comes with some scry tied to it. Curate seems great. I like Emergency Weld too. Some nice graveyard recursion. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasonable stuff in here, but I definitely think it's going to be one of these these two cards here, either the Loran or the Gurgling Anointer. And let's see, I still don't know which one I want to take. They're both 3-drops, so they're going to fill that same slot. And I think actually on turn 3, Loran might not be as likely to hit a target. Like a lot of those big artifacts are like this. So I mean, I guess there is the prototype version, but I'm guessing people are going to be holding off a lot of the time to try and play the more punchy side of these cards. So I think I'm going to go with the Anointer actually. This might be the wrong pick, but I like this, especially if the strategy is just draw cards. I'm always about that. And this guy's going to get bigger each time we do it. We can do it on the opponent's turn if we have things like Curate. So I'm going to take the Anointer here and see if we can't do a black, maybe black and blue card draw kind of a deck. Interesting. I kind of like this. Oh no, I like this better though. Especially if we're going to be trying to draw cards. Let's see what else we've got though. Interesting. This one seems pretty decent actually. Oh, it's only 1/1 though, never mind. I mean, it's still probably fine. Guess it'll be a 2/2 a lot of the time. Okay, so yeah, so blue-black must just be the when you draw your second card archetype. There's a couple of things now that we've seen that say that. This is interesting. There's a lot of good options here. I'd probably take any of these four. Let's see what this one does. That's fine. Seems alright. Okay, so yeah, definitely going to be one of the blue cards here. Do we want the expensive thing that lets us draw potentially a bunch of cards? The cheaper thing that draws 2 specifically? I think I actually like the Stern Lesson here a little more. We can play it earlier. It's going to automatically trigger the things that want us to draw 2. I'm not sure how good a counterspell is going to be yet, but I will take the... This is uncommon though, so we're very much unlikely to see another one of these. So actually, I am going to take the Flow of Knowledge. Change my mind. There's some more card draw. I like this one a lot actually. It's flexible in that it can be the draw 2 we need or a board wipe. Sometimes, kinda, sorta. Let's see what else we've got. This Baloth seems pretty good. Swiftfoot Boots is always just a fun card. And we might play something like a Revenant if we get enough. Power Stone Fracture could be fine, but I think we'll take the Realization here. And now we get a tutor. I mean, we don't have anything we want to tutor for yet, but How do you say no to a tutor in limited? Not a huge fan of that one. Okay, so this is the standard blink spell for the format. So it's either the blink spell or a tutor. I don't know that I actually like this in the limited, specifically because you have to sack the creature. If this was one of like the other tutors, like the old school tutors, I think I'd like it a little better. I'm gonna take the bounce spell here. Get a little bit of interaction going since we don't have any removal yet. Well, other than a potential board wipe for 1-drops or 1 toughness things. Yeah, that's not gonna work in limited. Huh. I actually kind of like that a lot. Can come in as a copy of whatever our other best thing is. Corrupt also seems fine as some expensive removal. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Metamorph here. Sword of the Meek. +1/+2. Not gonna be for us. What does this guy look like? Ah, okay. Less excited about this one as I was for the Metamorph. This seems really expensive for this kind of effect. This seems kind of as well. Yeah, not sure what I'm supposed to take out of this pack. I guess I'll take Desynchronize just to have interaction, but not a very exciting one. Well, now I'm regretting not taking whatever we took over that first realization, because I don't think I want to run 2. This seems like a fine 2-for-1 even if we're not in white. Although I think I actually like this better. We can have a 2-drop Death Toucher if we need it, or we can have a big old threat later on if we need it. I do like the Weld having access to at least 1. Would we rather have one of these creatures? Nah, I think we'll do the Weld here. And now maybe I would have rather had one of those creatures. I guess we'll take the Revenant now, just a nice recursive creature we can use. Maybe we do another one. Seems fine. Could also take the Trench Stalker since we are going to be doing the draw 2 thing. I think we can pick up some of those later. We've seen a bunch of them floating around. Now we'll take Swiftfoot Boots. Maybe if we get an assembly worker we really like. Do any of these say assembly worker? I don't think so. No. Well, we got the Corrupt back. We'll probably play that. It's still removal, even if it's slow removal. Well, there's the assembly workers. Alright. We've got some interesting stuff going on here. Well, Blast Zone seems like it could have a lot of potential. Board wipe on a land. This one doesn't seem great for us. Meh. Counter spells I'm not huge on in what we're trying to do, I don't think. Unless we get enough instants and sorceries. Well, I guess instants specifically. This one seems fine. At least you get to draw the card, too. Oh, no, I like the Ravager, actually. Draw a card on ETB. I'm always a fan of that effect. Blast Zone is great and all, but it's slow, and I think I'd rather just have a good creature that works with what we're trying to do. Well, this is cool, but not for us. Butcher. Okay. Unexciting one. Maybe we do the cohort now. I don't think I want another emergency weld. What does this one say? Eh. So this is kind of like a pacifism. I think I'd rather have this one than the pacifism effect. Counterspell that's a little flexible and that it can do something else too. Well, I like this guy, Urza. What else do we have? Yeah, I mean, I would probably play a Savant, but I think the Urza is right along what we're looking to do. We do need to try and find some more 2-drops if we can. We do have the War Plow that I guess is a 2-drop too. Ooh, that's an interesting effect. Not sure which one I like. I mean, maybe we just want the third path Savant. Nah, let's do this guy. He can at least get back our instants and sorceries, and a 5 toughness is relevant. This could be alright. We might just need these kind of 2-drops, though. Nah, let's do another Ravager. Or Rager, rather. Alright, now I will go ahead and grab this just filler 2-drop just to make sure we hit them. Huh. That's a cool card, but I don't think we have enough Unearth to make it really shine. Yeah. I guess we are probably playing these Mine Workers, and if we play the Mine Workers, we may as well play the Self-Assembler. I do like the Courier. What is... Ooh, our colors. Oh yeah, totally. There's the 2-drop we're looking for. Don't think I want the Power Stone. Actually, you know what? Let's take this thing. And I guess if we get Tower Worker, we might play this. And Savant. Desynchronize. Sure. Just snatch them all up here. Alright, last pack, Steel Seraph, huh? This seems really strong. We're never going to be able to prototype it, but this can be our 6-drop still. This can be the big top end thing. It's a 5/4 flyer that's going to make something else have flyer, or flying, or vigilance, or lifelink, or whatever we want them to have. That just seems too good. That seems pretty good too, even if we're not using the Unearth. Let's see what else there is. I guess another Courier wouldn't be bad. Or I guess we didn't even take that first Courier. A 1/1 that buffs our other guys, or a 1/1 that draws us a card. I think I'd rather have the one that draws me cards, specifically for what we're trying to do. No. Ooh, actually, let's take Foundry Inspector and make our artifacts cost 1 less. That seems pretty great. We've got a fair amount of them here. Interesting. I think we'll go with another Courier. Flash Flyer I like. I think we might need this kind of effect. We've got a bunch of little cheap things we can sack off, though. I'd love the Koilos Rock, but I think we need some removal. We haven't really gotten much of it at all. Speaking of, take that one. Yeah, we'll take Corrupt. Oh, that seems fine. Instead of... Yep, we'll take the 2-drop Sack Outlet. Ooh, and we got another one of these guys. I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe we want another flyer. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the majority of it here, though. Probably not playing the Infiltrator. I'll take the Vigil just in case. Defabricate we might run one of. Alright. So, the top end's a little bit suspect, I think, but we've got some interesting stuff going on in here. I'll see y'all in the deck building. Alrighty, let us see what we're going to cut here. We need to make 13 of them. I like our Metamorph a lot. I think I like the Corrupts as well. We really don't have a lot of removal, so I think we probably need to keep pretty much any of it that we get. I'm going to move all of our potential removal aside, though. I really like the Gore Plow and that it can be a 2-drop or a big 6-drop, which hopefully we're going to be running these all as, you know, their expensive sides. Self-Assembler gets to find 2 Mine Workers if we run them, and that's it. Oh no, it also can find the Plant Power Worker. Same thing though, if we run it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like this one. Although I think I'd rather have 4/4s than this 2/5 guy. Flow of Knowledge I like. These are maybes. I think I do actually like the Assembly Workers, because this can always go find another 4/4, which... A 4/4 that comes with that draws you another 4/4, not a bad, you know, thing to do. Not super strong, either one of them individually, but we'll see if it works. I do like the Inspector, because we've got a bunch of big, expensive artifacts that this will reduce. Gruesome Realization's a maybe, honestly. I like the Anointer. The rebuffs are maybes. I like the Urza. I actually like the Savant, just to have another mana sink late game. This seems filler. Swiftfoot Boots I like, but it's definitely cuttable. We don't have that much that really is going to make that much use out of it. Yeah, let's just cut it now. These guys are okay, specifically because we've got the thing that can find Assembly Workers, but they're probably first on the chopping block here, so that's 4. I like that. 2-drop 5. This is removal. This is recursion. Sort of removal. Oops. Defabricates sort of removal. So I don't like this Archaeologist at all. I like these guys and I like these guys, so maybe we'll just keep this as our... This is a lot of early creatures to play, though. I guess it means we're going to be more aggressive than I was thinking, so we're going to be like 1-drop, 2-drop. I think we'd rather have a couple more 3-drops, but I don't know that we have any to really add in. Yeah. Unfortunately, not a ton. How much Unearth do we have? Or how much stuff can we get back from the graveyard? 2, 4, 6. I think that's it, maybe. Yeah, 6. I don't think that's enough for the Thran Vigil. I guess it's 7 if we run Emergency Weld. But all for a +1/+1 counter. At the most, 6 or 7 of these in a game seems not that great. And since most of our stuff can already come back, I'm going to ditch the emergency weld, or at least a fair amount of it, so we're already going to have ways to bring some stuff back. So I think we need to cut some of this pseudo removal. I think anything that's a counterspell, we're not really trying to do that. The bounce spell I like, Power Stone Fracture I like. Urza's Rebuff is the one I think I'm most likely to keep, because it's just a hard counterspell and it's flexible in that it can do something else. I think Realization, as much as I really like the card draw, we didn't really get there on the card draw stuff. We only have a couple of things that care about it. This is super expensive. I like the Corrupts better if we're going to play expensive removal. So maybe we do cut the rebuffs too. We're going to be very short on removal, so we're just going to have to kind of hope we curve out here each game. Maybe we cut Flow of Knowledge even, since we really didn't get there on these. Like, this is still a 2-3 for 2, which is fine. This is still a 1-3 that flies, that sometimes will draw us an extra one. I mean, we still have a Thraxodemon to draw a card, a Savant to draw cards, Urza to draw cards, two Ragers to draw cards. You know, we've got some card draw in the deck, even if we're not going to be running explicit card draw spells. So that leaves one more cut. It probably needs to be one of these 1-drops. Oh, the Couriers can draw cards too. For that reason, even though I'd rather have the 1-2 than the 1-1s, I'm going to cut a Revenant. And wow, we really don't have that much color in the deck. Still have more black than blue though. And we have these Corrupts that care about our swamp count. So we'll run it like this, and we're going to put... who's going to be our... I like the Steel Seraph. That'll be our leader here. And I'll see y'all in the matches. Welcome to round 1, y'all. We're on the draw, and I think I'll keep this. Even though we can't play the Urza, we can play everything else in our hand. Hopefully we draw into a blue before then. Our deck really wants to be on the play, so that's a bit unfortunate, but it's alright. Drop our Thraxodemon, and really we just need to hit some more lands in general. Island would be excellent, but want to make sure we can keep working towards these bigger cards. Alright, we'll swing with the Thraxodemon, see if they want to trade off. Sure. I really don't want to play the Gore... Or the... I can't want to keep calling this Gore Claw, but that is not it. The Goring Warplow. I'm going to hold it, though. Just not hitting any lands here at all in 3 turns is pretty rough. At least if we get to cast Corrupt, it'll be reasonably strong. Ah, they're going to make this guy a 2-2, I assume. Yep. This is a cool little, cool art on this card. Little dragon dude. Worm. Alright, they're going to try and deal 3 damage to any target, huh? I guess we'll play this and sack it if we need to. Not a great start with the draws here. This Wormling gonna be a problem real fast. Yeah, they're gonna blow up our Revenant with that thing they exiled last turn. Okay. Or they're just gonna hit us in the face. Let's draw. I just really have to hit lands. Yeah, wow, still no lands. Oh my. Well, at least we've got one now, but I think it's going to be a little too late, unfortunately. So we can unearth, attack, and draw. 2/3 doesn't block that guy well. 1/3 doesn't block that guy well. 2/2 doesn't block that guy well. But I think I'd rather draw a card off the Rager here. Probably shouldn't have made that attack, but at this point I'm not really sure what we're going to be able to do to get out of this. Yeah. An 8/6, sure. I guess we're playing our dude as a 1/1 Death Toucher and holding up the blink spell. At least they won't be able to recast it again, which is nice. Looks like they're gonna do something to our War Plow. Sacrifice an artifact, it gets +1/+1 and deals 1 damage. Alright. That's no good. Alright, I think I like killing this one, blinking the big guy, that they won't be able to recast this turn. And hope they don't have protection. Alright, now we just need to get to something that can deal with an 8/6. Unfortunate that we already have the power plant worker in hand when we draw the, or when we also have the assembler. But I think I still like that. Can go find us one of those 2-drop dudes. And we'll hang tight here. I'm gonna need all these bodies to block that 8/6. Alright, unearthing the Mishras again. Oh, sure, sure. Because that's what we needed, was another giant creature to deal with. Can only do it at sorcery speed, at least. It's a card I'm going to have to keep in mind for my commander decks, just as a kind of 2-for-1, serves two purposes. There's a lot of decks where you really just want to be able to give something haste when it comes in, and repeatable haste is always better, but one-time haste that can also be used as card draw in red seems pretty solid. So we can play this guy and the Mine Worker, but we don't really benefit from the reduction that way. I think we swing with our 4/4 first, see what they do. And I think just drop another 4/4. Maybe this will bait out some removal or something, because they know we have the Mine Worker, and now they see the Power Plant Worker, so they might think we have all three, especially since we went and tutored up the Mine Worker here. But being able to make this a 6/6 is definitely relevant with that 8/6 that they're showing in hand. That is a big ol' flyer. So we really need to top deck a Swamp to be able to kill that with Corrupt now. That would be our ideal draw, I expect. Well, not quite the right one there. We'll swing with this one because it has the threat of activation. Drop an Urza and a Mine Worker. Could do Foundry Inspector Urza. Could do Savant and Urza. Let's do Foundry Inspector and Urza. But them being able to hit us in the air for almost half of our remaining life this turn is really not great. I feel like this is the issue this deck is going to have. We're going to have a bunch of dirtily artifact creatures like this on the board and not be able to get through even just two on the opponent's side from all our lack of removal. Yeah. Yeah, they can just kill us here. Sure. Rough start. I mean, I think we would have been okay if we had actually hit our lands there and we weren't playing like 3 turns behind on our draws there. Because we had cards in hand we could have been ramping out with and, you know, actually impacting the board, but oh well. See y'all in the next round. On the draw again, and this looks like a little bit better of a hand at least. We've got a 1-drop, no 2-drops, but at least we can cast everything. More or less. And hopefully we'll top deck a 2-drop here. Just like that. Right, a 3/2, sure. Go ahead and attack with the Mine Worker. drop down the flyer. Probably sack our courier to put a counter on the Anointer next turn. But maybe not. We've got some Ragers to draw our second card as well, so we might hold off for a turn if we don't, or if we do hit our land rather. Well, this seems like a really good card. Scry X, it's a 2/3 or a 4/5 flyer, both relevant stat lines. And we'll probably eat 3 here. Yep. Alright, well we didn't hit our land for the Rager. So we're either Foundry Inspectoring this turn or sacking the dude. I think I like sacking the dude. Let's see if we can hit our land this turn. Which we did. If they can get rid of our Anointer, we're going to be in a fair bit of trouble. Non-creature. That's good to know. This seems like a pretty reasonable little 1-drop, though. Can get rid of Power Stones, and like that last game we played, they had a ton of things that we could have hit with that ability. They are ramping hard here. We'll tap our guy to gain some life. Wow. Man, we are really hurting on the lands. We'll go ahead and pump up our Anointer again. Still no lands. Sure. I don't think I'm going to swing quite yet. We'll probably start swinging next turn. I don't want to be taking 2 in the air each turn, or having them start swinging with the Opportunist and all too. Helm of the Host is a gigantic problem. They can immediately equip it, I think. Yeah. So this is probably GG immediately right now, because just even getting the 1 activation of this is already nasty. And they're going to get it every turn because we have absolutely no way to deal with the Helm of the Host in this deck. Yeah, I guess that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes the opponent just gets Helm of the Host. And we still aren't hitting our lands. Still. Let's do another Rager. Yet another turn with no lands. Not liking our spot, though. It's just, once again, we've drawn extra twice, 3 times, and still have missed lands. And we have both of our 6-drops and our 9-drop. If we get another blue source, we can play this. Wow. Sure, why not? Now they get to stick the Helm of the Host on that next turn. Start making 8/8s. I just don't think we have a single thing in this deck that can deal with the Helm of the Host this early. On a flyer, no less. We have no ways to blow up that artifact. Making me regret not taking that first pick white card that could have blown up artifacts on ETB. Guess we'll play the Foundry Inspector now, just because it reduces all these things at least. Um, we'll draw another card for our Anointer. Oh, I don't even know what to ditch at this point. The self-assembler, I guess. I don't think it matters. Ward 4 as well, and Vigilance. An 8/8 doesn't need Ward 4 and Vigilance. And the rock, cool. More power stones. There it goes. Yep. Now they just make 8/8s each turn. They have haste. That gains haste. Wow, I didn't even realize Helm of the Host had haste too. Nuts. Just nuts. And it has vigilance too. I should have tapped this, but it doesn't matter at this point. Let's blow up our... Let's kill their rock. We'll sack our worker. And we'll bounce this thing. And play this card. And then forfeit. Because the opponent got to play a Helm of the Host on turn... What? 4 or 5? I forget. Early enough that there is no coming back from it. I do really like the Rager Anointer combo. That was pretty sweet. I mean, in any other situation, I feel like we would have been in a great spot there against their one flyer, but oh well. Once again, we'll shake ourselves off and see y'all in the next round. Back again and on the draw yet again. I don't know if we can even keep this when we have nothing we can play until turn 3, and it's very slow 1/3 creatures. I think we need to mulligan this. Yeah, this is better. And we'll ditch the machine over matter. Oops. I'm not a huge fan of this hand or the fact that we had to mulligan, but we'll take what we can get and hope we at least can scratch out one win here. It's kind of feeling like we're going to get skunked this draft, though. Wow, that just straight up gains you a life every time you tap it for mana. That's pretty sweet. Which means our attacks with our courier are negated. Sure. That's definitely the card we needed them to have right now. No, that's something at least. But I'm expecting them to play something huge. And then this will become huge too. Oh, they did not. Interesting. Removal for our guy, maybe? They just aren't doing anything with 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Now 9? Okay. Then got a Thran Vigil. Huh. Okay. Fair enough. If we could play this as a copy of like a Rager, but that seems rather weak. I think we'll play that as a 8-drop next turn. As long as we still have our Foundry Inspector, that is. And then we'll probably still have it come in as a copy of the Rager just because it'll draw us the life, or gain us the life, and... Sorry, draw us a card and lose us the life. Wait, why can't I play this for 8? 3, 6, 7, 8, right? I'm confused. Or is this a 9-drop that's already showing as reduced because of the inspector? Maybe that's what it is. Well, let's go ahead and just do this turn and draw another card. I guess we have to wait one more turn for our metamorph. And drop a mine worker. No attacks. Yeah, they're just going to keep gaining life if we're not swinging. Ooh. Okay, well now I'm on the do this and then finally start getting some attacks in train. Sack our mine worker. Should have tapped it first. Now we can swing. They may have some trick, but it's okay if they do. This is a sorcery that's going to deal 3 to something, so we'll hold on to that. It is any target, so we might be able to finish him off with that if we need to. Oh my. Well, maybe we'll just do this now. And then we can have the metamorph come in as a 7/7 copy of it next turn. We'll give this guy lifelink. Aww. Sad day. They get back there. Sure. Probably have to blow her up with our corrupt now. Now we can't unless we draw a swamp. Hopefully we do. Look at that. Never didn't have it. Gonna hold back here. Alright, so first we will make a Rager, copy as a metamorph to draw a card. It's one or the other. We either are only drawing lands or we're not drawing any lands. Every time. I'm going to go ahead and start swinging in with our Inspector now because we've got enough lands that we can literally cast everything in our deck the hard way if we need to, so... Doesn't seem like a reason to be doing that anymore. And now we can start ditching lands to Urza each turn as well. Alright, we'll play this first, then the Rager to get the counter on it. we'll swing with all of our 2-powered stuff. And next turn we can drop a 5/4. Wow, they just have a ton of ways to get stuff back from their graveyard. I'm glad they didn't make this guy a 3/3. Alright, so we'll do this now to put another counter on our Anointer pre-combat. Ditch the Mine Worker. Swing with all of these. Play this one. And this one, and hope they just don't randomly have a board wipe in the deck. Guessing this will do the trick, though. Yep, they're gonna go out on their own terms. Hey, they've got the Metamorph Rager combo, too. Well, we didn't get skunked, at least, so that's something. See y'all in the next round. Back on the draw yet again with another reasonable keeper, I think, this time. Once again, not the most exciting start, but... well... guess we're losing our Urza? Maybe the Courier? Yeah, the Urza. Well, that's unfortunate. That really sets our hand back now. We're just literally playing with a 1/1. Yeah, I guess we'll just chump block it. Well, not chump, but trade if they swing with it. Does it say you have to? Yeah, I guess you do have to. I was going to say, it seems weird that they want to exile their own cards. Let's do this now, because the next turn we can Courier again for the draw to buff the Anointer up. We will eat 3 this round, but that's okay. Oh no, they're going to exile our Courier. I forgot this gets haste. Yeah, I should have just redone the Courier again that turn. Oh well. Looks like we're going to get this removed. On top of it, yep. Sure. This is unfortunate. I really don't want to play a 3/3 with nothing to copy. It's just like the most wasteful use of our Metamorph. Yeah, I'm gonna keep passing. Next turn we'll shoot the something with our Corrupt. Gain a little life. Really not looking good though. And that'll do it. Super quick, terrible end to this not great draft. Let's take a look at this deck and see what went wrong, though. I'm not familiar enough with this format to know exactly, but I have some feels. So the Metamorph seems great, even though we couldn't use it well that last round. That wasn't the Metamorph's fault. The Seraph, super great card. Got to cast it the once, and we won that game that we cast it, so that was pretty good. Just in general, all of these prototype cards I'm a pretty big fan of, so I like those. Corrupt feels way too slow and way too conditional. I don't know the removal well enough in the format, but we didn't see like any hard removal in black, which just surprises me that there wouldn't be any in the format. Like, that's kind of black shtick normally. Like, it's all stuff like this, or what was that other one we had? Power Stone Fracture, where you're having to sack a creature to do it. Like, just no straight up kill a thing, which seems odd. Maybe we just didn't see any, but I don't remember seeing any in either of the two drafts I've done so far. The assembly worker stuff, I think that's a pretty weak package to include in a deck. We just really didn't have a lot else to do. So that's probably one of the bigger downsides of the deck. I just had him, I put him in. Yeah, this guy I actually like a little more because he can pump himself up at least. So if we're going to run one, I think this is the one I would run of the batch. These Ragers are excellent. Just excellent, excellent. I love this kind of card. Like, usually you get this on like a black zombie, ETB, draw a card, lose a life or something like that, but the Ragers can do it twice, which I really like. The Foundry Inspector as well, great card. Anointer was actually alright. If we were more solidly in that draw archetype, I think this would have been better. Considering we have two of these guys, we didn't draw it a single time, so that's the thing. Urza seemed fine. Not the most powerful, but, if we'd been able to cast him on curve a couple of times, it would have been a little better. Savant seems terrible. The bounce spell's fine. Thraxodemon's good. I do like all these one-drop Unearth guys. I guess this one's not technically Unearth, but you can still get him back. But just in general, the deck just felt like it struggled a bit. No removal, or at least extremely expensive conditional removal. Not quite where we wanted to be, but I appreciate y'all coming along on this ride with me either way, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care, everyone.